Hi, welcome back. The aperture is not really a difficult subject. Deciding when to use which size hole for each situation is the most challenging part. For example, f/22 can get you almost the entire background in focus, right? So why not use it all the time? Why don't we just keep our camera setting at a high number and get everything in focus? Solve our focus problems. Well, you don't always want everything to be in focus. Meet Howard, my cat. He's pretty much in charge and he decides when and where he wants to lay down. So happens the spot he picked had a not so attractive background. But there's not asking him politely to change locations. So what can I do? Well, if I take a photo of him at f/22, you can see everything. Now let's go through some other apertures. The background is getting less distractive. Let's stop here at f/4.5. The background got softer, allowing Howard to be the center of attention, as he prefers, and not the clutter in the background. This is when we can use our aperture setting to solve a composition problem or get rid of a busy background. Think of it this way. How difficult is it to focus on one project when you are working from home and the kids just got in from school, they're hungry, excited, and full of news? Or how easy is it to focus on one project at work, in the office, when your office mate is chatting on their cell phone and your email keeps dinging? It's very annoying. Well, life is kind of chaotic, and sometimes you have to tune the chaos out to focus on the one thing. That's what a lower f-stop number like f2 does in your photos. Tunes out the chaos. It allows a viewer to focus on one thing you want them to focus on. By shooting with the lower number, which remember means bigger holes, you can turn the background into just a hint of something. Now, there are plenty of times we want to see the chaos. Let's look at this image shot at f/22 in El Paso, Texas. You can see the bushes, the dirt, the mountains, and even a bird way in the background in the sky. If I had shot this at f/4.5, the mountains would have just been a hint, and the bird wouldn't have been there at all. Here's one at f/16. The viewer can see everything from the rocks on the path to the trees against the blue sky. f/8 shot in Colorado. And this one, also shot at f/8. The little girl is in focus, plus the paintings on the wall, and even including some city life. All of that is what makes the picture. The image wouldn't be the same if we couldn't see the expressions on the wall's face as well as the little girl running. Chaos can add to your image. It can set the scene, a time of day, and even dictate the energy. Let's review. The aperture is the hole in the lens that allows light to reach the sensor. It is measured using f-stops. The f-stop determines the size of the hole, and the size of the hole determines the depth of field, plus the amount of light that reaches your camera sensor. The depth of field determines what the viewer sees or doesn't see in the background. Large aperture, f2, the subject pops off the soft, blurry background, and a small aperture, f/22, the entire background is clearer and visible to the viewer. You know now the basics of the aperture, f-stop, and depth of field. As you learn more and shoot more, you will find that you start making more creative choices in your photography. You'll be able to walk into a room with your camera and know how to photograph your subject in a more engaging way, even if your subject is surrounded by a whole bunch of stuff. Now it's time for you to do it. Join me in the next lesson, out in the field, as I show you how to work your assignment. See you there.